Hey guys, Shane here with One Shift at a Time, and we're back. We're doing another NHL Power Rankings. Let's see, it is week 8 this week, flying along, and in 10th, holding on to that 10th spot, we got the Anaheim Ducks. They dropped a spot, and they switched with the former number 10. Teams went 2 and 2, but we'll talk about the Ducks. They went 2 and 2 this week, but their losses were to the Leafs and the Flames, so can't really punish them that much for it. But I just felt that these two teams needed to switch. They play another tough team on Monday. They go into Washington, take on Alexander Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals. That's going to be a really tough game. We'll see how they do in that. And in number 9, as we said, up a spot, swapping that spot with the Ducks, we have the Lightning. They also went 2 and 2 this week. One of those losses was to the Wild, which was in overtime, and the Wild are one of the hottest teams in the NHL. So I think that's kind of why I gave them the nod. The game against Boston was very concerning. They barely won against a team that has been, sliding fairly hard lately. They have a couple of easy games that they must win. Coming up against the Flyers. Flyers have been on and off again, but the Habs definitely. They need to win those ones. Then we have number 8, and this is a huge drop. And not so much because of their bad play. They played bad, but everyone around them is just playing so good. This week was one of the hardest weeks I've had doing the power rankings. If I was doing the bottom of the league, it'd be quite easy because the bottom is obvious, but the top, there's so many teams doing so well right now. But this team came from all the way from first down to 8th. We have the Carolina Hurricanes. Everyone just played great around them. They lost 3 or 4 this week, including one of them was the Sens, which is again why I had to hit them. Their only win was against Buffalo too, so not exactly confidence building. I think it was just a bad week, right? This is their first one. They haven't had any bad weeks yet this season, so it's not going to get any easier though, as they do play the Jets and the Flames coming up. Jets, I think, are heating up again. We'll see. Number 7, another huge drop. It's the Edmonton Oilers, and again, it's not really that they played that bad. The game against Arizona was a little concerning because it was closer than it should have been, and then again, it's just a little bit of an off week. When the rest of the top 10 does so good and you have an off week, you do drop. They only played twice. They were 1-1, and they did lose. As I said, it had a close one last week against Arizona. They lost against the Kraken this week. I've heard a lot of Oiler fans say that they play down to their opponents, and I haven't really watched them in the past, but it does seem to be that they do that this week. So we'll see. They have a long homestand coming up, so we'll see if they can bounce back. I think they will. Number 6, up 2 spots from last week, and that is the other Alberta team. We have the Calgary Flames. They went 3-0 this week, including a big game in Anaheim, which usually they have a lot of trouble. For a long time it was called the Disneyland Curse. It was years that we went without winning in Anaheim. We've been doing it more recently, and today that game was just, it was really good. They pushed it to overtime, and then not only did they get that extra point, they got the extra point as well. So the Flames are still the only team in the league that has a goals against average of under 2, so that's just impressive. They go to Vegas tonight, and that's another place where they seem to really struggle, so we'll see if they can get it done. And number 5, dropping a spot, we have the Washington Capitals. They went 2 and 2 this week, but they beat the Hurricanes and the Blue Jackets, which I think are both really good teams. So they'll meet the Ducks before hosting the Pens in what used to be one of the great battles, between Crosby and Ovi. It really hasn't been that lately. They look at since they joined the league. It's insane now. Ovechkin has almost 240 more goals than Crosby, and he's next. Since that time, Ovechkin has 250 goals more than the next closest person. He notched his 750th. He's only 144 behind. Just crazy. So we're going to go right on to number 4, and they're up 3 spots. They've just been rolling. 6-game winning streaks. We got the Minnesota Wild, and they're not easy wins either, right? They've beaten the Jets, Tampa twice, the Leafs. They head into Edmonton on Tuesday, so that's a game I wish I could stream because I have beer league hockey that night, so I can't miss that. But oh man, that's going to be a game. I'd love to watch that game. Edmonton's goaltending needs to show up for that one. Number 3, also up 3 spots and also on a 6-game winning streak, we got the New York Rangers. They've just been playing absolutely phenomenal. We got Fox, Panarin, Kreider. They're playing awesome. Georgiev is filling in nicely for the injured Shesterkin. So, I mean, when your main goalie goes down, usually you worry, but he's stepping right up there. There's no reason they shouldn't beat the Hawks on Tuesday, but they have the Avs on Wednesday, and if the Avs can get their goaltending situation back under control, they're on their 3rd stringer right now. If they can get their control, get that back, I think this is going to be a real test. And number 2, they won all 3 games of this week, and they're back up to number 3, back up 3. 3 spots up to number 2. I almost said up to 3rd. We have the Florida Panthers. They're still leading the league. I mean, it's tough to argue with that. They look to continue winning in St. Louis. And that is, of course, a rematch from Saturday where they were able to win 4-3. Sergei Bobrovsky, what do you say about that guy? Bob's just rocking. He's a machine. He's got a .920 save percentage. So when you're getting tendy like that, you're going to win a lot of games, and they are. And number 1, up 2 spots, and finally taking the top spot in my power rankings. They gave me a little bit of a scare in that game against Minnesota, but they brought it right to the end, and losing to Minnesota in overtime, that's no I wouldn't be concerned about that. So they're going to stick into number 1. They've only lost 2 of their last 16 games. That's insane. The big boys are going. Soupy is playing absolutely insane. The stars are aligning for the Leafs right now. I know Leaf fans wish this was, in February or something, that this was aligning like this, but anytime you're looking good like this, it's got to be a good feeling. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, share this thing around, subscribe if you haven't already, and like always, you guys, we'll see you in the next episode.